Papa might die. Tommy cried. His homeless father took 3 bullets, saving a woman CEO who fell into coma. They had nothing, no money, no home. But next morning, Mike's life changed completely forever. This emotional story will make you cry. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. The rain poured down on the cold city streets. Mike Chin pushed his old shopping cart full of empty cans and bottles. His clothes were torn and dirty. His shoes had holes. But his heart was full of love for his little son. Tommy is waiting for me, Mike whispered to himself. I need to find something good tonight. Mike was a single father. 3 years ago, his wife Sarah died from cancer. The hospital bills took everything, their house, their car, all their savings. Mike lost his job as a nurse because he was too sad to work properly. His boss said he made too many mistakes. Now Mike and his 8-year-old son Tommy lived in one tiny room. They shared one small bed. They had almost no food. But they had each other. That Tuesday night, Mike walked near the big office buildings downtown. Rich people worked there. Sometimes they threw away good things in the trash. Mike needed money to buy medicine for Tommy. His son had been coughing badly for 2 weeks. Suddenly Mike heard screaming. Help me. Please, someone help. Mike looked up. A woman in a business suit was running fast. Her face was bleeding. 3 big men with guns were chasing her. She looked terrified. Please? Anyone? The woman cried. People on the street ran away scared. Cars drove past quickly. Nobody stopped to help. Everyone was too afraid. But Mike saw something in the woman's eyes. The same fear he saw in Tommy's eyes when he had nightmares. Pure terror. The 3 men were getting closer. They raised their guns to shoot. Mike didn't think. He just acted. Stop. Leave her alone. Mike shouted and ran between the men and the woman. Bang. The first bullet hit Mike's shoulder. Pain exploded through his whole body. Bang. The second bullet hit his chest. Mike fell down on his knees. Run. Please run. Mike whispered to the woman, pushing her away with his last strength. Bang. The third bullet hit Mike's stomach. Everything went black. Mike fell on the wet ground. Mike opened his eyes slowly. Everything was white and bright. He heard beeping sounds. The air smelled like hospital. Where am I? Mike tried to sit up but couldn't move. Pain shot through his body like fire. Mr. Chin, please don't move. A nurse ran to his bed. You're in Metro City Hospital. You've been here for 4 days. 4 days? Tommy. My son. Where is my son Tommy? Mike tried to pull the tubes from his arms. Panic filled his chest. Please stay calm, Mr. Chin. Your son is safe. He's with a social worker right now. She's taking care of him. The door opened fast. A small boy with big brown eyes ran inside crying. Papa. Papa. Tommy jumped carefully on the bed and hugged Mike, crying hard. Tommy, my boy, I'm here. Papa is okay. Mike held his son tight, tears running down his face. Don't cry, buddy. I'm okay. They said you might die, Papa. They said bad men shot you 3 times. Tommy's whole body shook with crying. It takes more than bullets to keep Papa away from you. Mike tried to smile, but his heart was breaking inside. How would he pay for this hospital? How would he take care of Tommy now? A doctor walked in looking serious. Mr. Chin, you're very lucky to be alive. The bullets missed your heart and lungs by just inches. But you need more surgery. You need months of recovery. You need expensive medicine. How much money? Mike asked quietly, afraid of the answer. The doctor looked uncomfortable. Your hospital bill is already $250,000. And it will go higher. Mike felt like someone hit him again. $250,000? He could never pay that much money. Never in his whole life. And about your son, the doctor continued carefully. Social services has questions. They want to know if you can take care of him while you're recovering. They're thinking about foster care temporarily. No. Please no. Don't take Tommy away. Mike grabbed the doctor's hand desperately. He's all I have. Please. That night, Mike couldn't sleep. Not because his body hurt. Because his heart was breaking. They were going to take Tommy away. Mike had no money, no home, no job. No judge would let a homeless, injured man keep his child. Mike cried silently in the dark hospital room. Sarah, I'm so sorry. I'm failing our son. I couldn't protect him. I'm so sorry. Next morning, Mike woke up to loud voices outside his room. I don't care about hospital rules. I need to see him right now. A woman in an expensive black suit opened the door fast. Her eyes were red from crying. Behind her were 2 security guards and a man carrying many papers. Are you Mike Chin? The woman asked. Yes, who are you? Mike was confused. The woman walked to his bed and suddenly fell on her knees. She grabbed his hand and started crying hard. Thank you. Thank you for saving my sister. Thank you for giving her life. Your sister? I don't understand. The woman you saved, the woman you took 3 bullets for, her name is Elena Park. She's the CEO of Park Industries. She's my sister, my only family. Those men were hired to kill her because of business problems. Mike remembered the terrified woman running, the expensive suit, the fear in her eyes. Is she alive? Mike asked softly. The woman's face changed. More tears came. She's in a coma. The trauma, the shock, her brain shut down. Doctors don't know if she'll wake up. But Mr. Chin, if you hadn't stopped those men, my sister would be dead right now. Shot in the head. Gone forever. I'm very sorry about your sister. I hope she wakes up soon, Mike said gently. The woman wiped her eyes. My name is Maria Park. My sister Elena is the best person I know. She helps thousands of people through charity. She gives jobs to people who need them. But she made enemies in business. Those 3 men, they were hired by a competitor who wanted Elena dead. Maria stood up and looked at the man with papers. Mr. Chin, we know everything about your situation. Your hospital bills, your son, your struggles. This is not right. You saved my sister's life. I will not let you suffer. The man gave papers to Mike with shaking hands. What is this? Mike looked at the documents, confused. Your hospital bills are paid. All of them. Every single dollar. Including all future treatment, Maria said firmly. Mike couldn't breathe. This couldn't be real. There's more. Maria showed him another paper. We're giving you $500,000 as a thank you. It's already in a new bank account with your name. Mike felt dizzy. His head was spinning. And this, Maria showed another paper, is the deed to a house. 3 bedrooms, good neighborhood, near a good school for Tommy. It's yours. Completely free. No, this is too much. I can't accept. Mike's voice broke. But you must accept, Mr. Chin. Everyone ran away that night. Everyone was too scared. But you, with nothing in your pockets and everything to lose, you ran toward danger to save a stranger. That's not what normal people do. That's what heroes do. Mike started crying. Big heavy tears rolled down his face. For the first time in 3 years, these were tears of hope, not sadness. My son? They won't take Tommy? Mike asked desperately. Never, Maria said with a strong voice. In fact, before Elena went into her coma, she wrote instructions. She set up a college fund for Tommy. She wanted to make sure your son has a good future. It was the last thing she did before the coma. Mike couldn't speak. He just held the papers and cried like a baby. Mr. Chin, once you're healthy again, we want you to work at Park Industries. We checked your background. You were an excellent nurse before your wife died. We want you to run our company healthcare clinic. Good salary, full benefits, respect. Mike looked at Tommy, who was smiling for the first time in many months. Papa, does this mean we can stay together forever? Tommy asked with hope in his voice. Yes, my son. Yes, we stay together forever. Mike hugged Tommy tight. Mike spent 3 months in the hospital. The surgeries hurt very badly, but he fought through the pain. Every time he wanted to give up, he looked at Tommy and found new strength. Maria visited every week. She brought Tommy new toys, books, and clothes. She told Mike stories about Elena. The doctors say Elena can hear us even in the coma, Maria explained one day sadly. I talked to her every single day. I told her about you, Mike. I told her how you changed our world. One day Mike asked to visit Elena. Nurses helped him into a wheelchair. They rolled him to the ICU floor. Maria took him to Elena's room. Elena lay very still in the bed, surrounded by many machines. She looked peaceful but empty. Tubes and wires connected her to everything. The machines beeped steadily, keeping her alive. Mike rolled his wheelchair close to her bed. He took her hand gently. Hello, Elena. My name is Mike. I guess we met in a strange way. Mike smiled sadly. Maria says you're a good person. She says you help many people. Well, you helped me and my son more than you can imagine. You gave us hope when we had nothing. Mike squeezed her hand softly. So I need you to wake up, okay? The world needs good people like you. Your sister needs you. Please fight. Please wake up. Elena didn't move. The machines just kept beeping. But Mike thought he felt her hand move just a tiny bit. Maybe it was his imagination. Mike went to physical therapy every single day. He learned to walk again without help. He learned to move his arms normally. He learned to breathe without pain. The therapist said he was their hardest working patient ever. Most people with your injuries would give up, one therapist said amazed. Why do you push yourself so hard? Because I have a son who needs me, Mike answered simply. Because someone gave me a second chance at life. I won't waste it. 5 months after that terrible night, Mike and Tommy moved into their new house. It was small but beautiful. Tommy had his own bedroom for the first time in his life. There was a backyard with a big tree. The kitchen had a real refrigerator and a working stove. Papa, is this really our house? Tommy ran from room to room excited. Really truly ours? Yes, son. This is really ours. Nobody can take it away. Forever. That night, Mike tucked Tommy into his new bed in his new room. Papa, do you think Mama can see us from heaven? Tommy asked quietly. Yes, Tommy. I'm sure she can see us. And I think she's very proud of you. I think she's proud of you too, Papa. You're the bravest person in the whole world. Mike kissed Tommy's forehead softly. I love you more than anything, my boy. I love you too, Papa. Mike started his new job at Park Industries the next month. At first he was very nervous. He hadn't worked as a nurse in 3 years. What if he made mistakes? What if people didn't respect him? But the employees were very kind. They all knew his story, the homeless man who took 3 bullets to save their CEO. Mike became a legend in the company. He ran the healthcare clinic with great care and love. He never forgot where he came from. He never forgot the pain of having nothing. One day an old janitor came to the clinic holding his chest. He looked scared and in pain. Other nurses might have just sent him to the emergency room. But Mike sat with him, talked to him gently and learned the truth. The janitor couldn't afford his heart medicine. Don't worry about money, Mike said kindly. Park Industries has a program to help employees with medical costs. Let me help you fill out the forms. The old janitor cried with relief. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Mike hugged him. I've been where you are. I know the fear. You're not alone anymore. News spread quickly through the company. The nurse who saved the CEO was now saving everyone else too. People came to Mike not just with medical problems but with life problems. He listened to everyone. He cared deeply. He helped however he could. Maria visited Mike at work one day. You've changed this company, Mike. Employees feel valued now. They feel like human beings, not just workers. My sister would be so happy to see what you've done. How is Elena? Mike asked gently. Maria's face became sad. No change. It's been 7 months now. The doctors say the longer she stays in coma, the less likely she is to wake up. I'm starting to lose hope, Mike. Don't lose hope, Mike said firmly. I was shot 3 times and survived. Tommy's mother fought cancer for 2 years. Hope is the strongest medicine in the world. Keep talking to her. Keep believing. But not everyone was happy about Mike's new life. The 3 men who shot Mike were caught by police. They sat in jail waiting for trial. Their boss, a rich man named Victor Kane, was still free and walking around. Victor was the one who paid the killers to murder Elena Park. Victor owned a competing company. Elena discovered that Victor was stealing millions of dollars from their shared business deals. Elena was going to report Victor to the police and the government. So Victor hired killers to silence her forever. But his plan failed because of Mike. Now Victor was very angry. The 3 killers were talking to police to get shorter jail time. They were going to testify against Victor in court. He would go to prison for attempted murder. Victor sat in his huge mansion, drinking expensive wine, planning revenge. This is all that homeless man's fault, Victor said to his personal assistant. If he hadn't interfered, Elena would be dead. My secret would be safe. I would be free. What do you want to do, sir? The assistant asked nervously. I want that man to suffer like I'm suffering, Victor smiled coldly. Find out everything about Mike Chin. Find his weaknesses. Find his fears. I want to destroy him completely. The assistant came back the next day with information. Sir, Mike Chin has an 8-year-old son named Tommy. The boy goes to Lincoln Elementary School. Mike picks him up every single day at exactly 3 p.m. Victor's cold smile grew bigger. Perfect. A son. The perfect way to destroy a father. 1 week later, Mike received a strange letter at his office. It had no return address. Inside was a photo of Tommy playing at school. Someone had drawn a big red X over his face with marker. Mike's blood turned ice cold. There was also a typed note. You took something valuable from me. Now I'll take something valuable from you. Watch your son very carefully. Mike's hands shook badly. He called the school immediately, his heart pounding. This is Mike Chin, Tommy Chen's father. I'm coming to get my son right now. Emergency. Don't let anyone near him. Nobody except me. Do you understand? Yes, Mr. Chin. Is everything okay? Just watch him carefully. I'm coming now. Mike drove to the school faster than he should. His chest hurt, not from the old bullet wounds but from pure fear. When he saw Tommy safe on the playground, Mike almost collapsed with relief. Papa? Why are you here early? What's wrong? Tommy ran to him confused. We're going home right now, buddy. Come on. Mike reported the threat to the police immediately. They assigned protection officers, but Mike knew it wasn't enough. He couldn't sleep anymore. He barely ate anything. Every small noise made him jump with fear. Maria heard about the threat and came to Mike's house that night. This is Victor Kane, she said, showing Mike a photo on her phone. He's the man who hired those killers to murder my sister. Police have been investigating him for months, but they don't have enough evidence yet. The 3 men who shot you, they all worked for Victor. Why is he threatening my son? I didn't do anything to him personally. Mike was both angry and terrified. Because you saved Elena. Because Elena was about to expose all his crimes. Because Victor is pure evil and wants revenge on anyone who stopped his evil plan. What can I do? How do I protect Tommy? Mike's voice broke. Come stay at the Park family estate with me. We have professional security, cameras everywhere, armed guards. Victor can't reach you there. Mike didn't want to leave his house, his first real home in years. But Tommy's safety was more important than anything. They moved to the Park estate that same night. The Park estate was huge, like something from movies. Tommy was amazed by the swimming pool, the big gardens, the game room. But Mike couldn't enjoy anything. He lived in constant fear. Every day he worried. Every night he had terrible nightmares about someone hurting Tommy. Maria tried her best to help. The police are getting closer to arresting Victor. They have more witnesses now. He'll be in jail soon. But soon wasn't good enough for Mike. His son was in danger right now. Today. Mike visited Elena in the hospital again. The CO was still unconscious, still surrounded by beeping machines, still in the coma. Elena, I don't know if you can hear me, Mike said, holding her hand. But I need advice. I saved your life and now a bad man wants to hurt my son because of it. I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. Your sister is helping us, but I feel so helpless. Mike wiped tears from his eyes. You know, I used to be somebody important. I was a good nurse. I had a wife I loved. I had a real home and real dreams. Then life took everything away from me. I became nothing, just a man pushing a cart, collecting trash from bins. Mike squeezed Elena's hand gently. But that night when I saw you running, scared, about to die, I felt like somebody again. Like I mattered. Like I could make a real difference in the world. Mike's voice broke with emotion. So please wake up. Your sister needs you so much. Your company needs you. The people you help need you. And maybe I need to know that the woman I took 3 bullets for was worth it. Please wake up, Elena. Please fight. The machines kept beeping steadily. Elena didn't move at all. 2 weeks later, Mike received a phone call from an unknown number. Mike Chin? A cold male voice said. Who is this? Mike's heart started racing. My name is Victor Kane. Yes, the man you're hiding from. I want to make a deal with you. I'm recording this call. The police will hear everything you say. I don't care, Victor laughed. Here's my deal. I'll leave your son alone. I'll leave you alone. I'll disappear forever. But you must do one small thing for me first. What thing? Mike asked, though he was afraid of the answer. Turn off Elena Park's life support machines. Let her die. Mike felt sick to his stomach. What? No, absolutely not. Never. Listen very carefully. Victor's voice became ice cold and threatening. Elena Park will testify against me if she wakes up. The only reason I'm not in prison right now is because she's in a coma. If she dies, the main case against me dies too. I walk free. And your son stays completely safe. You're completely insane. I saved Elena's life. I won't murder her. Then your precious son will pay the price for your choice. I have people everywhere, Mike. Security guards can't protect Tommy forever. Accidents happen. Think about it carefully. One unconscious woman who might never wake up anyway, or your 8-year-old son's life. You have exactly 48 hours to decide. The phone went dead. Mike fell to the floor and screamed. This couldn't be happening. This couldn't be real life. Maria found him on the floor 20 minutes later, shaking and crying. Mike, what happened? Tell me. Mike told her everything through his tears. He wants me to kill Elena. He wants me to murder the woman I saved. And if I don't do it, he'll hurt Tommy. Oh God, what do I do? Maria held Mike while he cried like a child. We'll tell the police everything. They'll protect Tommy better. They'll catch Victor soon. You heard what he said, he has people everywhere. How can I trust anyone? How do I keep my son safe? That night was the absolute worst night of Mike's entire life. Worse than when Sarah died from cancer. Worse than when he lost everything and became homeless. Because this time he had an impossible choice, and every choice led to someone's death. Either Elena dies by his hand, or Tommy might die by Victor's hand. How does any father make that choice? Mike sat alone in the dark guest room, staring at nothing. 48 hours. 2 days to decide who lives and who dies. Tommy slept peacefully in the next room, not knowing that his father was drowning in an impossible nightmare. Mike thought about Elena Park. A good woman. A woman who helped thousands of people. A woman in a coma who might never wake up anyway. Would it really be murder if Mike just unplugged the machines? She was barely alive anyway. Maybe it would be a mercy. Then Mike felt deeply ashamed for even thinking such thoughts. No, Mike whispered to himself firmly. I'm not a killer. I'm a nurse. I save lives. I don't take them away. But then he thought about Tommy. His beautiful innocent boy. His only child. The last piece of Sarah left in this world. Could Mike let Tommy die just to save a stranger he barely knew? Sarah, please help me, Mike prayed to his dead wife. What do I do? How do I choose? He remembered something Sarah said right before she died. She was in terrible pain, barely able to speak. Mike had asked if she wanted the doctors to help her die peacefully and stop the suffering. Sarah had grabbed his hand with all her remaining strength. Mike, listen to me. Life is precious. Every single moment matters. Don't ever give up on life, mine or yours or anyone's. Promise me right now. Promise you'll always choose life. Always. Mike cried hard, remembering those words. Sarah had fought cancer for 2 long years. She never gave up hope. She chose life every single day until she physically couldn't anymore. Mike made his decision. He called Maria at 2 a.m. I need to see Elena. Right now. Tonight. They drove to the hospital in the middle of the night. Mike walked into the ICU and stood beside Elena's bed. He looked at her peaceful face. Elena, I need to tell you something important, and I need you to hear me, Mike said clearly to the unconscious woman. A very bad man wants me to kill you. He says if I don't turn off your machines, he'll hurt my son Tommy. He gave me 48 hours to decide what to do. Mike took Elena's hand in both of his. But I can't kill you. I won't do it. You want to know why? Because I remember that night clearly. I remember looking into your eyes. I saw fear, yes. But I also saw the strong will to live. You wanted to survive. You fought to run away. Who am I to take that away from you now? Tears fell on Elena's hospital blanket. My wife told me to always choose life. So I'm choosing life, yours and my son's. I'm going to fight for both of you. I'm going to find another way to stop Victor. But I need you to help me, Elena. I need you to wake up. I need you to fight like I fought through 3 bullet wounds. Can you do that? Please? The machines beeped steadily. No change in anything. Mike leaned down and kissed Elena's forehead gently, like he kissed Tommy every night. Fight, Elena. Fight for your sister Maria. Fight for your employees. Fight for all the good you can still do in this world. Please wake up. Please. Mike left the hospital with new determination burning in his heart. He wasn't going to be a helpless victim anymore. He wasn't going to let Victor Kane control him with fear and threats. He called an emergency meeting with Maria, the police detective, and a private security company. Victor Kane thinks I'm weak and helpless, Mike said with a strong voice. He thinks he can threaten my son and I'll break apart. But he's completely wrong. We're going to catch him. We're going to stop him forever. The police detective looked doubtful. Mr. Chin, Victor is very careful and smart. We've been investigating him for many months with no solid evidence we can use in court. Then we'll create the evidence you need, Mike said. We'll set a trap for him. How? Maria asked. Mike explained his plan carefully. Victor gave me 48 hours. Tomorrow I'll call him back. I'll tell him I agree to his evil deal. I'll say I'll unplug Elena's machines tomorrow night at midnight. Victor will probably want proof, he'll want to watch or send someone to watch. That's when you catch him red-handed. That's incredibly dangerous, the detective warned. If anything goes wrong. Everything will go wrong if we do nothing, Mike interrupted firmly. Victor will keep threatening my son forever. He'll never stop until he gets what he wants. We must end this right now. Maria touched Mike's shoulder. You're risking absolutely everything with this plan. I lost everything once before, Mike said quietly. I survived it. I'll survive this too. I have to do this. For Tommy. For Elena. for everyone Victor has hurt. They planned every detail very carefully. Police officers would hide throughout the hospital in disguise. Security cameras would record everything that happened. The private security company would surround Tommy at the estate with real armed protection. The next day, Mike called Victor's number. "I'll do it," Mike said, making his voice shake with fake fear. "I'll unplug the machines tomorrow night at exactly midnight. But you have to promise to leave Tommy completely alone forever." "Very smart choice," Victor said coldly. "I'll have someone at the hospital to watch and confirm you actually do it. If you try to trick me, your son dies immediately. Do you understand me clearly?" "I understand. Just, please promise you'll leave us alone after I do this terrible thing." "You have my word," Victor lied smoothly. He had no intention of keeping any promise. The line went dead. "Did you record everything?" Mike asked the detective. "Every single word. That's clear conspiracy to commit murder. When Victor sends someone to the hospital, we'll arrest them and connect them directly to Victor." Now they just had to wait and pray the plan would work. The night finally came. Mike drove to the hospital at 11:30 p.m. His heart was pounding like a drum, but his hands were steady and strong. He walked through the quiet, empty hallways to the ICU floor. Police were hidden everywhere, dressed as doctors, janitors, late-night visitors. Cameras were recording everything from multiple angles. Mike entered Elena's room at exactly midnight. He stood beside her bed and spoke loudly, knowing many people were listening and recording. "I'm so sorry, Elena. I have no choice about this. My son's life is more important than yours. Please forgive me for what I'm about to do." Mike reached his hand toward the ventilator plug, moving very slowly. Suddenly the door burst open hard. A man dressed in all black rushed in carrying a small video camera pointed at Mike. "That's it. Pull the plug now. Show me you're really doing it," the man said, confirming he worked for Victor. Mike's hand trembled near the plug. He was about to touch it when... Beep. Beep beep. Beep beep beep. Elena's heart monitor went completely crazy. Mike looked at the woman in the bed. Elena's eyes were wide open, staring right at him. "Oh my God," Mike whispered in shock. "She's awake. Elena is awake." The man with the camera panicked completely and ran toward the door to escape, but police officers rushed in from everywhere and grabbed him roughly. "You're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder," the detective shouted, pushing the man down to the floor. Mike ignored all the chaos around him. He looked only at Elena, who was staring back at him with confused but definitely conscious eyes. Tears ran down her face. "Can you hear me?" Mike asked gently, immediately switching into professional nurse mode. "You're safe in the hospital. You've been in a coma for 8 months. Don't try to talk yet. Just blink once if you understand me." Elena blinked once. More tears came. "You're going to be completely okay," Mike promised, holding her hand. "You're going to be fine." Doctors and nurses flooded into the room within seconds. Maria arrived minutes later, screaming and crying with pure joy when she saw her sister's open eyes. "Elena. Oh my God, Elena." Maria grabbed her sister's hand and cried happy tears. In all the chaos and celebration, police arrested Victor Kane at his mansion across town. The man they caught at the hospital gave a full detailed confession, connecting Victor to everything: the original murder attempt, the threats to Tommy, the plot to kill Elena by using Mike. Victor Kane was going to prison for a very, very long time. Mike stood in a courtroom holding Tommy's hand tight. They came to watch Victor Kane's sentencing hearing. The judge looked at Victor with pure disgust on her face. "You ordered a murder. You threatened an innocent child. You tried to kill a good woman and force a good man to become a murderer. I sentence you to 35 years in prison with no possibility of early parole." Victor was led away in handcuffs. He looked at Mike one final time with hate in his eyes. Mike didn't look away. He stared right back. He had won. Tommy was safe forever. After the trial ended, they went to visit Elena at the hospital. The CEO was recovering amazingly well, getting stronger every single day. She could talk now, though her voice was still a bit weak and raspy. "Mike," Elena said when they entered her room. Her eyes were warm and grateful. "Maria told me absolutely everything. You refused to kill me even when that monster threatened your son." "I couldn't do it," Mike said simply and honestly. "Life is too precious. My wife taught me that important lesson." "Your wife was a very wise woman," Elena smiled. "And you're a true hero, Mike." "Again. I'm not a hero at all. I'm just a dad trying his best to protect his son and do the right thing." "You're both," Elena said very firmly. "And I want to thank you properly and correctly. I want you to come work directly with me, Not just at the clinic but as my personal advisor on employee wellness. Help me transform Park Industries into the most employee-friendly company in all of America. Teach us how to treat people with real dignity and respect. I'm already working for you, Mike reminded her gently. I know. But this is different. This is about making real change that matters. Building something important. You have a special gift, Mike. You see people that others ignore completely. You care about people that others throw away. I need that wisdom and that heart. Will you help me do this? Mike looked at Tommy, who nodded excitedly with a big smile. Yes, Mike said. Yes, I'll help you build something good. Mike stood on a big stage in front of 10,000 people at a conference center. He wore a nice professional suit. Tommy sat in the front row, now 10 years old, smiling proudly at his father. Thank you everyone for coming to the Park Industries annual conference, Mike said into the microphone with confidence. 2 years ago I was homeless. I pushed a shopping cart collecting empty bottles. I had nothing except love for my son. The huge crowd was completely silent, listening to every word. Then one night I saw a woman running for her life. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know she was rich or powerful or important. I just saw a human being who desperately needed help. So I helped her. And it cost me 3 bullets in my body. Mike touched his chest, where scars reminded him every day of that night. Those bullets changed my entire life. Not because Elena Park gave me money or a house or a good job, though I'm deeply grateful for all of that. Those bullets changed my life because they reminded me who I really was inside. I was a man who helped people. I was a man who chose life over death. I was a man who mattered in this world. Many people in the audience had tears in their eyes now. Elena Park woke up from her coma that night because she heard me say I wouldn't give up on her. She heard me choose her life over my own son's safety. And she fought with everything she had to wake up. Elena stood up from her seat in the front row, completely healthy and strong now. She walked up on stage and hugged Mike tight. The entire crowd exploded in loud applause and cheers. This man saved my life twice, Elena told the audience with emotion in her voice. Once with his body when he took bullets meant for me. Once with his heart when he refused to kill me even under the worst threat imaginable. And now he's helping me save this company's soul. Elena turned to Mike. You took 3 bullets for a complete stranger. That's the definition of pure love. Thank you forever, Mike. Mike hugged Elena back, both of them crying in front of 10,000 people who were also crying. Mike sat in the backyard of his house, watching Tommy play soccer with his friends. The boy was 13 now, tall and strong and so happy. Papa, did you see that amazing goal I just scored? Tommy shouted excitedly. I saw it. Incredible shot. Mike shouted back with pride. Maria came through the back gate carrying a big chocolate cake. Happy anniversary, Mike. Anniversary of what? 5 years since the night you saved Elena. 5 years since you changed all our lives forever. Elena followed right behind her, walking completely normally now. The coma had left no permanent damage at all. She was healthy, successful, and truly happy. We wanted to celebrate with you properly, Elena said, Gang Mike warmly. They sat together at the patio table eating cake and laughing, watching Tommy play with his friends in the golden afternoon sunlight. Do you ever regret it? Elena asked Mike quietly after a while. Taking those bullets? Almost dying? All the pain you went through? The fear and suffering? Mike thought for a long moment. He thought about Sarah and the cancer. He thought about the homeless years sleeping in that tiny cold room. He thought about pushing that cart through rain and darkness. He thought about the fear of losing Tommy. Then he looked at Tommy laughing with his friends, so healthy and happy. He looked at his beautiful house and stable life. He looked at his meaningful job that helped people every day. He looked at Elena and Maria, who had become like family to him. No, Mike said finally with certainty. I don't regret it even a little bit. Those bullets brought me back to life in a way. They reminded me that one person really can make a huge difference. That choosing good over evil truly matters. That love is so much stronger than hate or fear. He paused and smiled. Plus, I got a pretty amazing family out of it. They all laughed and cried and hugged each other. Later that evening, after everyone went home, Mike tucked Tommy into bed like he did every single night. Papa, my teacher Ms. Johnson asked us to write an essay about our hero. I wrote mine about you. Oh yeah? What did you write? Mike asked softly. I wrote that my papa is the bravest man in the whole entire world. That he took 3 bullets to save a woman he didn't even know. That he taught me to always help people, even when it's scary or hard. That he never gave up on me even when we had nothing. That he's my hero forever. Mike's eyes filled with tears. He kissed Tommy's forehead tenderly. "You're my hero too, son. You gave me a reason to keep fighting when I had absolutely nothing left. You gave me hope when everything was dark. I love you so much, Papa." "I love you too, Tommy. More than all the stars in the sky." Mike walked to the window and looked up at the night sky. He thought about Sarah somewhere up there among those stars. "I kept my promise to you, Sarah," Mike whispered to the stars. "I chose life. I chose love. I chose hope. And look what happened. Look at all the good that came from one choice to help a stranger in danger." The stars seemed to shine brighter, like Sarah was smiling down at him. Mike smiled back and went to bed, his heart completely full of peace and gratitude. Because he had learned life's most important lesson. One act of true courage can change everything. 3 bullets can transform a life forever. And love, real, selfless, brave love, is the most powerful force in the entire universe. When we choose to help others despite our own pain, when we choose life over death, when we choose hope over fear, miracles happen. Mike Chin was homeless and broken, but he still had the greatest treasure of all, a good heart. And that good heart didn't just save one life. It saved many lives and created ripples of goodness that spread far and wide. Years later, Tommy would grow up to become a doctor, inspired by his father's courage and compassion. He would help thousands of people throughout his career, always remembering the lesson his papa taught him, that every life matters, that kindness costs nothing, and that heroes are made in moments when we choose to act instead of run away. Elena continued running Park Industries, but with a completely new vision. She created programs to help homeless people find jobs and housing. She built free healthcare clinics in poor neighborhoods. She personally funded education for hundreds of children who couldn't afford school. Every single day, she remembered the homeless man who saved her life and tried to honor his sacrifice by helping others. Maria started a foundation called 3 Bullets that helped families affected by violence. The foundation paid medical bills, provided counseling, and supported children who lost parents. She always said that Mike taught her that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they choose love over fear. And Mike continued working at Park Industries, touching countless lives with his compassion and wisdom. But his greatest achievement wasn't his successful career or his comfortable life. It was raising Tommy to be a kind, brave, loving young man who believed in helping others. Sometimes at night, when the house was quiet, Mike would take out an old photograph of Sarah. He would look at her beautiful smile and whisper, "We did it, Sarah. Our boy is happy and safe. We gave him a good life. We taught him what really matters." And somehow in his heart, Mike knew that Sarah heard him and was proud. The end of the story wasn't really an ending at all. It was a beginning, the beginning of a life filled with purpose, love, and hope. The beginning of a legacy that would continue for generations. Because that's what happens when one person chooses courage over fear, life over death, and love over hate. The ripples spread forever, touching hearts and changing lives in ways we can never fully measure or understand. Mike Chin took 3 bullets for a stranger. And those 3 bullets? They didn't just save one woman's life. They saved 2 souls, Mike's and Elena's. They created hope where there was despair. They built love where there was loneliness. They proved that kindness and courage can transform the world, one brave choice at a time.